Well, hello. Here we are, somewhat unusually, on a Thursday evening. It's the 2nd of September and the cricket season is officially over now. But I've come along to assist in, after I finish this of course, assist in the age-old tradition of putting the cricket club to bed for the winter. And as you can see from the activity on the pitch, this includes various things like, for example, taking the material off the screens, removing the coverings from the mobile covers. You can see that activity going on there. Taking the nets off the mobile nets that we use for net practices on the grass wickets, and various other unnamed things which return the pitch to, or the field itself, to a condition where we might then easily hand it across to the footballists so that they can stamp around on our outfield and make holes in it for the winter. As you can see now, it's still very smooth and green and lacking in stud marks at this moment in time, but it won't be very long before the footballing wickets will be put up at either end. Some of the smaller temporary footballing arrangements are in evidence on the ground now. And we'll leave the pitch to them through the cold and dark wintry days until next March or so, when we come in and start to do our thing once again. So a wash up on the season perhaps might be appropriate just at this point. You may recall from my last monologue of the official season, as it were, that we were in equal second position with, I think, one other club at that stage, and I think it might have been Ken. And all outcomes were possible, I said. And unfortunately, when we came to bat, we weren't quite at the races, I'm afraid. And consequently, we lost that game, and that moved us from second equal to fourth. However, I think it's fair to say that over the course of the previous 3 months, having moved into a new division, we've acquitted ourselves with, I think, some honour. And I think the club, if this is my own opinion of course, I think the club playing staff and the committee and other followers should rightfully feel very pleased with the result that we've achieved during the course of the last 3 months. And next year, I suspect that we will consolidate our position in the E Division, and I suspect we'll press for promotion there as well. We'll all be a year older and a year greyer, maybe, one or two of us anyway. But I think equally keen to play. I'm sure many will be, and some will move to the second team as their primary playing. And we'll see that happen. We'll see games carry on. Just a quick look around here. As I go round here, you can see that the next time I come to walk past this location, there will be something very new here and quite spectacular. And that will be done over the closed season. I was wrong in my prediction at the time, some 2.5 months ago, I think, something like that. Maybe a little bit less than that, perhaps 6 weeks ago. I was wrong in my prediction that this would be completed before the end of the season, but I will say just now that it's, I think we should, as members of the club, be thinking to ourselves that we should wonder now who might play the first cricket shot in this net, who might bowl the first ball. I'm sure we all have our guesses, and that perhaps might be the subject of conversation as we meet over the closed season, which I'm sure that we will, and we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, I'll pan around here, and a little bit of wind, a little bit of a breeze here, that hopefully won't blow into the microphone too much. We'll walk round the rest of the way as we watch the final parts of the takedown of the club equipment, covers and so on and so forth, as I mentioned. As you can see as well on the outfield, the rope has been taken in. That's not required any longer, and it will be made ready for football to be played upon it. Although they won't be playing on our on our wicket, of course. So I suppose I should close by saying that it's been a great season for a number of players. At the top of the order, Harry Mounts batted extraordinarily well, scoring I think around 500 runs or so, something like that. Stuart Lipo has consolidated his position at the top of the order. I think he rightfully has that position. And of course Jake, as a batsman and bowler and captain, has been a strikingly large contributor. An excellent 99 not out earlier in the season, and steady with runs throughout the year. On the bowling side, Jack Brinath has bowled in an absolutely superb way. Jake, as I said, Ben Lanyon obviously singled out for a shout out there, and Rahul Brinath as well with his tricky spin. He's taken a few wickets there, and I think it's fair to say that of those they were reasonably key players. There were others. The Barclay brothers, Adam and Will, have both contributed with wickets and also with excellent fielding. We've had fabulous movement between first and second, or second team and first team, and that's as a result of the development work we've done with all of the players across the team on Thursday nights, which is what we would be doing in the summer. Is at just past 6 o'clock now, this would be a hive of activity of net training and fielding drills and practices of all sorts. So there's been people like Tom Stanbury coming up to the first team, and Hugo, or Huge as he's become known, and he's come up and bowled, he's batted and scored runs. It's a very different proposition now to what he was a year and a bit ago. There's Richard there, just walking away with the wickets. Big smile on his face as ever. Good to see. An extraordinary part of the club, working hard as ever. So, as I say, there's a few mentions there of various people that I can recall to mind. There are others. Clubs are generally made of 30, or there's some footballing wickets there. We'll just get out of the way of them so that we can see other things. There are 30 or 40 players in clubs of our size, maybe a little bit more than that, and that doesn't include the junior players who play in the junior leagues and so on and so forth. But in terms of the senior clubs, there's 30, 40 players, all of whom make a valid contribution to the club, all of whom trot out on a Saturday and come here on a Thursday and keenly apply their trade, and they're all developing, they're all learning, and it's fabulous to see this and to see the future development of the club happening and in the hands of people like Chris Mount and David Joseph and so on and so forth, and all across the way. And so I'm delighted to bring one more season to a close here, and it's been my pleasure to say one or two things across, as I said last Saturday. I won't delay any further, so this is just a short goodbye for the season. We'll see you next March, and hopefully come the first week of the season I might be around if I'm spared to maybe give a little commentary from time to time. And thanks very much, and good evening all.